The cool, temperate waters of False Bay, South Africa, were once one of the world's best places to view the ocean's top predator, great white sharks. But over the past decade, they've all but vanished from these waters. Overlooking one of Cape Town's most popular swimming and surfing beaches, members of the Shark Spotters team scan the ocean 365 days a year, alerting water users of any potentially dangerous sharks in the area. They used to average over 250 sightings of white sharks per year, but they've not had a single confirmed sighting since 2019, with some putting the blame on an unexpected pair of predators.
We had some 7 gill carcasses wash up that had clear evidence of orca predation. And from 2017, we saw a dramatic decrease in the number of white sharks, where even to the point in 2019 and 2020, we had no white shark sightings at all. And it is believed that that is due to the orcas being in the bay and predating on the sharks, and also just scaring them out of the area.
These two specific orca, port and starboard, known for their distinctive bent-over dorsal fins, were implicated in scientific reports as well as drone footage of deliberately seeking out and killing great white sharks for their livers along the country's southern coastline. But not everyone is convinced they're solely to blame for the great white's disappearance. Chris Fallows discovered the famous flying great whites of Seal Island in False Bay in the late 1990s and captured numerous iconic images of these breaching predators, and he believes they've been forced out by the actions of humans.
How could you possibly blame the decline on an entire species of animals, on 2 orcas that only showed up way after they actually started to decline? What had actually happened was we allowed a shark fishery called demersal shark longlining to start targeting the white shark's primary prey species, which are not seals, but actually smaller shark species for up to 70% of their life cycle.
Every year, tons of smoothhound and soupfin sharks, both listed as vulnerable by the IUCN and a key food source for juvenile white sharks, are legally caught by longliners like this and exported primarily to Australia and sold as fish and chips. In Gansbaai, tourists from around the world used to flock here for cage diving with white sharks. However, times have changed, and as in False Bay, these apex predators have disappeared from the waters around the famous Daya Island. But a new species has moved in to fill the ecological and business niche.
We were extremely lucky. We got the bronze whalers, a beautiful, beautiful bronze, actually golden shark. Came into the area in the place of the great white. People enjoy them as much and even more than the great whites because normally there's more of them around the cage and they stay for longer periods. And we started marketing them already in 2018, telling the people that they can see bronze whalers. Yeah, we're doing our business mainly with the bronze whalers at the moment.
As the white sharks started disappearing from Gansbaai, bronze whalers moved in, and in doing so, allowed the cage diving operators to pivot their business, a crucial industry responsible for bringing in millions of dollars every year to the local economy. The decline in the country's white sharks has been keenly documented by the scientific and conservation communities, but there have been some recent signs that perhaps not all is lost.
Over the past week, we've had a number of white shark sightings within False Bay. Our spotters have seen 2 white sharks. We've also had a spear fisherman see a shark and a respected boater who saw a shark next to their boat. So we have seen some activity over the last week.
These recent sightings are encouraging, but researchers have previously had sporadic sightings of white sharks in False Bay over the last few years. And while there may be debate about the reason for their disappearance, one thing is certain. These rich marine ecosystems are currently without their iconic top predator, and it's still too early to know the long-term impact their absence will have on this diverse ecosystem, or whether we'll see them return to these waters in future.